Welcome to Unsolicited Opinions. Tonight we got a very special guest.
Very special.
Very special guest. Good friend of ours. We got Coach Eric Curry.
I like that applause.
Yeah. Welcome, sir. Thank you for coming on with us today.
Head coach of Northeast Prep, Georgia Prep.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Northeast
Georgia Prep.
And how long have you been? This your inaugural year?
Yeah, this was our first year in 2021 was our inaugural year. So.
All right. So
I got a question. How did you get into this? Like, how did you get into coaching? Like, what was your drive to start coaching?
Well, I wasn't good enough. That's what I tell people. I wasn't good enough to get to the next level.
That's the old adage.
Yeah, I wasn't good enough.
Those who teach, what is it? Those teach. Those who can't do teach.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, while at Hampton, with Chris here, Pucci, I don't know what you want me to call you.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. We interchangeable.
I can't call you Pucci, man. I'm gonna call you Chris, man.
You wouldn't be the first.
Yeah. So, but that's how it was. And while I was at Hampton, I got into flag and semi-pro, and
I'm gonna say something. People don't realize how physical flag football really is, do they?
Yeah. No, you don't.
Okay.
I mean, but all right. Well, let me ask you this: how long did you play flag football? I want to know if you was one of those.
For me?
No, I'm talking about Eric. I want to know how long he played flag football.
What do you mean?
Like when's the last season? I just want to know.
Actually, the last time I played was probably when I met my now fiance. Was that year? I hadn't
was she playing too?
No, man. I was. Oh. We actually.
You better catch yourself. It was that year. What year was that? You looking over there? Yeah. Oh, you looking for 2013?
She ain't holding up flashcards. Yeah. Just pick a year.
2013. What? Ain't nobody gonna know.
No, it was somewhere around there. But yeah, that was probably the last time I played organized.
So you were in your 30s.
Oh yeah.
When I see 30-year-old men playing flag football, I just think Copperfit commercials. I be thinking like Jerry Rice.
That's another 20 years later. I see 30-year-olds. I get inspired. Like maybe I still got it.
That's how you tore your ACL.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly how
guys out there older than me still playing. Man.
Exactly. See, it's never too late. Follow your dreams.
They have a 30
league, right?
Plus
league.
Oh. And when you go down to Orlando, they have
send me that email.
They have another. They have basically a league.
Send me an email. Unsolicited about to get a team together. Unsolicited about to get a team together.
You know how many people allowed on your team?
Have as many as you want.
Yeah, but it's 7 on 7. It's 7 on 7. Yeah,
you can. You don't have too many, but you can have.
But flag is on the field. Those like 7 on 7, right?
Yeah. No, but like how many people can you have on the roster?
7. You can have as
many as you want. Yeah.
If I'm playing, we need at least 28. Like I'm doing 2 downs. Somebody else doing 2 downs.
You typically have.
He over here doing math.
I'm just trying to
calculate how much he don't have to play.
Yeah, you typically.
Come get me. I'm done. We just flipped the coin. I'm done. Sub me out. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, but you typically have about that many. Not 28, but if it's 7 on 7, you want to have if you have quality players, you can have an offense and a defense. You have 14, and then some guys that can play both ways. So you may have 18, especially when you're traveling. Injuries and things like that. So you want to bring a little bit more than you typically
so there's traveling flag football
it's
teams?
big time. It's big time.
It's big time. It's like,
it's big time.
Come on, man. This is a whole industry.
Oh, it's big time.
And don't talk about Florida and softball. And Florida softball, Florida flag football, they on top of that. They have tournaments down there almost monthly. It's like almost always a tournament.
Well, it's always warm, so yeah.
Yeah, they have a big tournament in Orlando, Las Vegas for flag, and all over the place. North Carolina. They have them all the time.
Well, let's talk about how you.
Yeah, I want to know how you got into coaching.
Well, I want to talk about how you got into the current position that you're at right now, and how and the path that you traveled to get where you are currently at.
Right. So 21 years ago, I was actually playing flag, and I was playing needed some coaches for middle school, and he asked all of us that were out there playing, and that's kind of how I got into it. And that was in 2001.
Right,
and that was the bug that bitches got out there. So
I love this. And started off in middle school and was coaching. He brought us on. We was 7th grade, then we coached 8th grade, and I was down there for maybe 6 or 7 years, and just found a love through that time. And then next thing I know, we moved up to the freshman at Campbell High School. And
oh wow! In Marietta?
Yeah.
Campbell?
In Marietta.
Oh, wow.
From there, then went to Lithia Springs, and that's where it really took off.
Right.
From Lithia Springs.
Because it's a fraternity. Coaches is a fraternity.
Exactly.
Like, most coaches
Small
got their
world,
job
right.
because they know somebody, right? Like,
Exactly.
That's
about
like,
how you
that's
know.
most of America. Somebody,
Right.
most people get their jobs because somebody they know.
Because of who you know.
But coaching is
Especially
really
in
like that,
coaching.
especially in coaching, yeah.
And that's how it was. But it was funny because now going from this, I was actually trying to get this prep school just started up.
Right.
So I was trying to get some kids into it from Roswell, who I was at
Right.
prior to going here. And through that conversation, they also posted, "Hey, we're looking for coaches." So I said, "All right, let me see what they need."
Right.
And from there, it was I will come on as a position coach, and then the next thing you know is, "Hey, let me just put the feelers out there. Do you need defensive coordinator?"
Right.
Yeah. So then we set up a whole meeting, Zoom meeting at the time, and I was supposed to get with them, and they were just going to tell me about the program, and then I was trying to talk about the kids coming in and also possibly coming on as coaching. And through that conversation, what happened is they basically said, we got on there to start telling. They asked us what my vision was and why you want kids to get to this level. They said, "Man, you sound like that's exactly where our vision is and what we want to do at."
So you were aligned with
exactly.
you were aligned with their
Perfect
pillars.
alignment, right?
You were aligned
So
with
it's
their
like-
pillars.
So you basically killed the interview. You went in for defensive coordinator and got the head coaching
So
job.
the next thing he said, "So coach," how they ended it, "Coach, what do you think about being the face of our organization and being a head coach?"
Wow.
That's how it ended. And I
That's
said,
That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's dope. They'll turn
That's
it
what
down.
you call killing the interview.
Yeah.
When you go in there for a lower position, they hire you as the
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
That's what you call killing the interview. That's dope,
and
man.
and that's how it happened. And discussions with the family after that. It was
So how you like the head coaching experience so far? Like I know it's different than what you've been doing,
Yeah.
but is it a lot more administrative than hands on,
Yes.
or is it
Yes.
is?
And that was one of the reasons why I've always, the control freak in me wants to be the head coach.
You want to control
Now, but
everything, every
yeah,
aspect of
but
the program, every aspect.
Exactly, but at the same time, be careful what you ask for, because then now, yes, you are, and you're only as good as your assistant coaches and your staff
exactly.
around you, and if you gotta
right
do
now, all that
everything-
responsibility.
Yeah, about to say,
exactly.
and
And
if
you get away from the X's and
anything in the
O's.
program goes wrong, they ain't gonna talk to the assistant coaches. They ain't gonna talk to the players. They coming to talk to the head coach.
Exactly.
So you got to deal with that
That's the
aspect of it
stuff I
too.
do.
Yeah, you
As
got
a
to deal with
position
that.
coach, they come to me.
Yeah.
I could just send them go talk to the head coach.
Right.
Now-
Exactly.
now I'm there.
Now you're the
Now
head coach.
it's go talk to
So
the head coach.
any drama, any issues, anything, you the man, they got to come see.
Yep.
Yeah, good or bad.
Yep,
Good or
exactly.
bad. Yep. Yep.
All right,
And-
so let's talk about this first season. I want to know. I just want
Now I
to.
feel something crazy coming.
No, it's not crazy. I just want to know: were there any comeback victories during the season?
Did we have a comeback victory? Trying to think.
He's setting you up for something.
No, I just want because I want to know what his halftime speech was.
That's a
If-
good
you know,
question.
I wanna
That's a
know-
good
yeah, I wanna know
question.
what
That's
his
a good
halftime speech-
question.
Like if they were behind,
I knew
at
you would
halftime-
lead into something. Yeah.
Actually, let me say that. Yes.
Yeah, you had a good one?
Every game actually. We didn't have.
Damn.
We didn't have.
Was y'all ever
He didn't
winning?
say they would lose every. He
Seriously.
just said every.
Every game we were that team that started off slow.
Right.
Even our first.
They were waiting
game,
for the halftime kicking the ass from coach.
It was after that. At that point when you just tell them, because I'm not a big rah guy. I get hype and I'm emotional,
Right.
but I don't do all of that. I just look them in the eye and tell them,
Right.
"Hey man, you got to play better."
Every
At the end of the day,
coach
that's what
got
it
their
is.
style. Every coach got their
Yeah,
style.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you give them a speech that, and it's really not a speech. It's just letting them know, hey, look, just be yourselves. Go out there and have fun.
Do what you
And-
did in
exactly,
practice.
exactly.
You just execute
It's
basically.
not,
is what
it's-
you tell them.
and don't make this harder than it needs to be. At the end of the day, run, hit, tackle. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm ready. I'm ready to play for you, coach. I'm ready to play. You got me.
I
You got
wanted to
me.
hear the Denzel speech. I wanted to
No,
hear
and,
the.
and see, and that's the problem.
He wants to remember the Titans stuff.
I wanted to remember the Titans.
and that's the problem. I don't, to tell you the truth, I don't watch a lot of football movies because it's glorified like that. not a lot.
But not. I mean, but they show it on ESPN too, where the coaches doing their little speeches.
But you do it to that, but it's not to
Yeah.
the theatrical level.
Yeah. I know. I know a lot is for production value in some of those.
Yeah.
You know,
And
speeches.
we'll talk to them, but it's not to, like I said, to that level. And you
Right.
just tell them, and each time they come out, and it also goes to talking to the coaches.
I'm about to say most of halftime is coaching.
Yeah.
It's not really
Right.
speeches.
It's
It's most
about
coaching.
exactly.
Making adjustments.
Making
yeah.
adjustments, and that's
This is what I
that's
need you
we
to do. Is what we need to do. Is what we need to do to
So
win
our
this
first
game.
game, we down 7-0 to a team that we shouldn't have been 7-0 to.
Right.
Shout out to Good Elite, but I think at the end of the day,
You're evaluator of
obviously,
talent.
we had more players at the time,
Right.
and we had more talent overall.
Right.
And they had some dudes on their team, but it was to that point to where we said, okay, we got to do what we can do,
Right.
and what we're supposed to do, and we can dominate this team, and that's simple. Every coach is going to say that to their players
Right.
during halftime. If you do what you're supposed to do, you can dominate the next team. Now,
Right.
whether
So,
or not
I mean,
you
all right,
want to
well-
hype them up. It did this, but then there was other teams that we played and like, look, talking to the coaching staff, at the end of the day, they're just better than us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
that's-
I mean, every coach knows coming to a game where they think their team matches up with the other team.
Right.
Because they watch film. All y'all watch film. They watch film.
That's
They know,
what I tell
and
them
you
all
know
the
what
time.
you got. He know what he got. So
We can't stop number 67.
We gotta do something about him.
He's gonna be a
Yeah,
problem.
it's a problem. Yeah,
He's going to be a problem.
because all
so-
y'all watch film, so you kind of know where your squad is at going into a matchup. So yeah,
And we had a lot of talent.
Right.
And so that always helps.
you had a
and
question,
so-
sir?
Yeah, always. All right, so being a first year coach, new face to
A
all
program,
these kids,
a
all
program.
the
Yeah.
programs. So without, spilling your secrets, what did you do to get the team bonding? Like, what were the things, to get them to mesh with
Right.
each other?
That's important.
What did y'all do
to make a team gel.
Yeah, what did you do to make the team gel?
Two of the things that we did is because of the cards that were dealt with, the prep school and the post grad.
We'll get into that in a minute. 'Cause I
we'll
got some
talk
questions about that.
But
Yeah.
what we did is we had a couple of weekends where we brought the kids together before the season, and that allowed us now, not to the level that we wanted to be,
Right.
but it allowed us to get the young men together to learn each other, learn about each other, learn of each other.
Team build is important
And
in any aspect of America. I mean, anything you're trying to get accomplished as a bunch of people, you have to do team building.
Gotta build
You
that
got to build it.
camaraderie.
You have to. You have to.
And that's what we did. And some of the things when it's planned, like we would go eat together, and it's simple. And the thing people think of all these extravagant activities, it's as simple as going to eat at Golden Corral together.
Right.
That's all we did.
Did y'all
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, that's all we did.
I didn't think y'all could go to Golden Corral during the pandemic. I'm just kidding. Because I would have been there if I know.
I was about to.
That's what I said, if I didn't know.
My next question coming out of that was, when the last time you been to Golden Corral?
I haven't been since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the one up in Gainesville, which is
Pre-pandemic, when was the last time you been to Golden Corral?
Oh, yeah. I've been to
Have you really? I should have known you're greedy. Yeah. All right.
Tried to catch yourself.
I caught myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But-
we're trying to tread lightly.
No, I get it. And
We're trying to tread lightly.
Outside of that, then we would have, in our team meeting room that we had, we'd bring them in. What you're trying to do is anytime we had a meal or anything that had the need to get the kids together in a room, that we tried to do that. And again, we'll talk about some of those things later. The logistics made it difficult, but that's the cards you dealt, playing.
Right.
The best that you can, and that's how we did. I mean, you talk about adversity. I like to tell people when I'm talking to them and they ask how the season go, and what I like to tell them is, hey, if you can think of anything that could possibly go wrong with a football program, an athletic program, we faced it.
Really?
Anything.
Anything.
You can ask me any question on this because this is, and I'll tell you. Yep,
Throw
we
one
went
word
through it.
out: drugs.
Yes. Yes, we went through it. Yes, we had it. Yeah, we had
I'm not
that.
going to
We
throw
had
that word out there.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean-
about to say assault.
Unfortunately, somebody got accused of that.
See, I know, but I know those things follow football
Right.
programs.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a bunch of men that's in their, pubescent prime, for lack of better words.
Nothing came of that, but it's the fact.
But the fact that those things
somebody-
follow programs. I mean,
It
every
happens.
program in this country has had at least one guy accused of that. At
Right,
least, yeah.
well,
nothing
pregnancy
came of it. It was one of those
scares
things
Yeah,
that
all that stuff
they were talking about. Somebody was fishing or whatever, because nothing ever came.
came of it, yeah.
So it was like, was somebody
So let's
messing around
let's
with
preface
them?
it. We are in the South, and football is not only big community wise; it's big business
Yeah,
down here. So I want to. So you're in a preparatory program, right?
right.
How does that work? And adjacent with the high school program and the college program.
And, and that's your program right there.
Yeah,
correct?
Northeast Georgia,
Prep
yeah.
Academy,
So
yes,
how
sir.
does this work in the big scheme of the football? Because football has they put you got to go through high school,
Mm-hmm.
you got to go through. See, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
Prep academies is in Division 1, Division 2, whatever. The next level.
Right. So essentially, what we are is for young men and women, because there's a lot of prep schools and post grad schools out there that have multiple sports as well as men and women's sports.
Right.
And so,
Not just
it was-
football. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we just a football program right now.
But this place has other sports that compete in other.
there's not us, but
Not as of yet.
yeah, as of
They're
yet,
expanding.
we're working
Okay,
towards that.
all right.
We're trying to get basketball next and everything.
Right,
But there
right.
are other
So it's an up-and-coming
post-grad.
program.
Yeah, it was our first year last year.
That's even more exciting for you, isn't it? Because
So,
you're
exactly.
building.
Yes.
You're building.
You don't
something.
get a
That's one of-
gym named
That's one
after-
of that's one of our hashtags.
He gonna get a hallway. He gonna coach Curry hallway. He gonna get a hallway named after
It's
him.
the Jim Curry
Coach
Gym.
Curry
weight
gym,
room.
yeah.
The Curry weight
Curry.
room.
Curry, definitely a weight room. Definitely a weight room. Definitely.
But yeah, that's the thing. It one of our hashtags on Twitter is hashtag keep building.
Yeah.
Because we want to build, and that's we're building our young men up.
That's exciting.
And young men and women, excuse me. But right now we've only had young men. And, so
I like your political correctness,
yeah,
coach.
exactly. So I want to make sure that everybody understands.
You
that.
took media classes, huh?
Oh, yeah. Hampton University.
So, I mean, you're doing a great job.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
You're doing
we're
a great
trying.
job.
We're trying.
But just to protect you and to protect us, we
We have a disclaimer.
we had this reputation waiver, and that you agreed you will hold unsolicited opinions harmless for the loss or destruction of your reputation. For being on the show. So
We gotta sign that after the show.
We
We're gonna sign that. Yeah, we're gonna sign
Sign
that.
that reputation waiver.
No, we have. I don't
We
know.
won't be responsible.
We're not.
Because we don't know what's gonna come out of
But
our
we're-
mouths.
yeah.
We're not worried about
We're
you.
doing good tonight. We're doing good, and we respect Eric. And I wouldn't do nothing to tarnish his reputation because I respect him, and I like and
Not intentionally.
not intentionally, and I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing. Anything, I'm all man. Unsolicited, love the kids. We love the kids. You do anything to help the kids. You do anything to help the kids. I'm all about that. I'm all about that. I love the kids. Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing is that we're trying to help them, and it doesn't necessarily have to be someone that is
Coach is more just, but it's more than football, and that's what I think. A lot of
exactly.
people lose on coaching. They think that everybody's out there just screaming at kids, trying to get them to perform at the top level and trying to get them. But
I ain't gonna lie, I did a lot of screaming though when I was,
yeah, but you have to you was a soccer coach. Yeah.
I coached soccer for
Yes,
a number of
that's
years.
because you're sadistic. But a normal coach would try to build their players up in more than just the sport. It would build them up and give them life lessons. You get life lessons for your coaches, right?
and that's exactly
Yeah.
that's the
But I
biggest
got
thing
full
we tell
permission from all the parents to yell at the kids. They signed waivers.
That's because they didn't know you like yelling. You just like yelling. Like you get a thrill out of yelling.
and that's one of my
Yeah.
things. I can't they may laugh when they see this and everything. I do yell and raise my voice, and that's one of the things I tell them. I said, look, I'm going to raise my voice. I'm going to coach you hard,
Right.
but understand, yes, I'm gonna break you down, but at the same time,
I'm gonna build you
back
up.
I'm gonna build
Yeah,
you back
I mean-
up, and they get that, and they know that I'm
Yeah.
never gonna dog.
You can't dog.
call
You can,
them out their name.
You can't dog nobody
It'll never-
out
it'll
without
never
giving
happen.
them reassurance.
I just
yeah.
really I'm clearly there's a big difference. I mean, granted, our difference between our coaching styles, but you're the head coach and you were paid. I would sit all the little jokers in the classroom and be like, I don't work here. I ain't getting a check. who they gonna believe?
And now this is why one is hosting a podcast and one's actually a coach. This is the reason why.
I be like, look here,
Because
I don't work here. I don't go to school here.
we would have saw about Coach Pucci on the news if he was still in the coaching realm.
I knew where the line was.
You'd have been that guy.
Yeah, he'd have been that guy.
I was on the edge of terror.
Man,
But they produced.
Man,
They ran them suicides.
man arrested for slapping 8-year-old.
I would never do that. I would get another 8-year-old to go slap.
Hey, go over there and slap that kid. Tell him to check that goal. Over there, letting everything by. Like Swiss cheese over there. Everything get through.
I would never touch a child. I'd be like, hey, Bruno,
Go get another kid to do it.
go knock some sense in
why,
him.
why does it have to be Bruno?
That's my next question. The fact that he said it, there was somebody on one of his teams named Bruno.
No, I ain't had no
Shout
Bruno.
out to Bruno. Shout out to Bruno.
Bruno just sounded like somebody that would go accomplish what I needed done. I had no Bruno.
Like Brutus. Yeah.
And the stereotypes keep coming. And yeah, welcome to Unsolicited Opinions. We're back with Coach Eric Curry.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the little laugh break we just had there.
Throw a little logo in the corner for
Don't mind us.
So I mean, but honestly though, since middle school and all that, you know, how's it feel, or what's the pressure of being like the role model? You know,
Yeah.
That's always
Because we know you.
hey, man, it's always that battle you have to fight, because you know you who you are as a person, and you got, like you hear it all the time, you got to put that corporate face on,
Right?
Be that certain person, but then you know you got to know when to cut that line off, and that's a tough thing to balance home life. And by the way, you know I have a 9 to 5, and
Right.
then I coach.
At least,
I have three levels that I have to do.
he got 3 jobs, man.
3 jobs.
3 jobs.
This man working hard.
So you gotta balance home.
But at least you ain't out here like Urban Meyer in the bar.
Right.
in the picture of you on the internet.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to get
Exactly.
caught up doing that.
Do you feel like with this position you are more in the like you're more scrutinized now?
Without a doubt.
Without it, like
Because
you're
people-
more and you're more careful about what you do.
Yeah,
Just like going to the grocery store.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
how far is the school from home? Like,
For me, it tell you what is that. It takes me an hour and 15 minutes.
okay, so you're not running into nobody in public.
I'm about to say that's almost a good thing. That's almost a good
That's
thing.
kind of
Yeah.
good. That no, I'm
Coach,
not
what we gonna do this year? Every time you go to the store, what we gonna do this year, Coach?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that as much.
Why you buying mutton?
Coach, you gonna eat the fig Newtons?
I thought you was an Oreo man. No wonder our team can't win. Can't win eating fig news.
Eating fig Newtons.
So everything you do be scrutinized. Yeah, I saw Coach Curry over there at Burger King. We know it's a McDonald's community.
I mean,
He ain't gonna win no games eating at Burger King.
He didn't even put cheese
He
on
didn't
it.
put cheese on it. He's out of here.
I mean, it's simple as, you know, we were talking about it earlier, kind of off camera and offline. You know, we could be at my wedding in a couple months, and there'd be pictures. And
Right.
I'm holding a drink. I can be scrutinized on that.
Yeah,
At my wedding,
yeah.
celebrating my
Exactly.
wedding. And it's
Somebody-
happened.
yeah.
Before. It's happened before.
This what you
where
want
coach
representing our program?
Right.
This drunk at his wedding,
just got
having a
simple
drink with his
in
wife.
hand,
Who wants that?
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
But
mean, that
somebody, people will be
People
like
will find
that.
a way.
Yeah,
People
find a
will
way.
find a way
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
find
you
a
out of
way.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just happened though. Like some teacher or something, she posted some picture with her fiance at wedding, and they didn't like the interracial makeup of it, and she
Yeah.
got fired.
Yeah.
Well,
fired.
that happened before. That was actually a coach that just got hired, and I forget his name. And I wouldn't throw it
Yeah.
out there anyway. But it was a coach that did that. He had just got hired at a position to be the head coach, and somebody found just what we're talking about, a picture with his wife at a party. He was just holding a drink, and they said, "No, that's unbecoming of our school." Our
Yeah,
program."
I mean,
That's-
there's certain companies that are very. I mean, I know like Delta Airlines, flight attendants can't have any pictures with drinks. Like if you pull out a camera and flight attendants or something, they'll throw that glass across the room because they can't be
Anywhere. No
They can't have any documentation of them drinking.
Wow, I did not know that.
That's interesting.
But that's the coaching realm too. Like, cause I mean, that's just the public figure realm. Like, anything you do in public, if you're a public figure, you do anything, you're gonna be scrutinized either for good or for bad.
And it's unfortunate because because
you have.
I don't want to talk about her mind, but just a regular person that a single person, just out of the bar, just chilling, and somebody
doing with a single man, and you could be out there being responsible. You got your Uber waiting, you ain't paying your bill, you ain't in there slapping people. They will find a way to spend it.
Find a way to spend it.
Ain't sending Bruno to go beat up nobody.
Coach Curry at the bar, shit face. Slapping people. He was just sitting there eating a sandwich. You be sitting there eating a sandwich. Not bother nobody.
All right, well, let's transition.
Yeah.
What's your how you like the present? Because your season's over, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's concluded.
I think your next class coming in.
What'd you say?
Your next class coming in.
Yeah, that's what we're working on now.
So you like?
So do y'all recruit?
What's
y'all recruit like colleges, or y'all recruit like?
Yeah, so we have on the website we have a recruiting questionnaire, and it goes through and it asks the kids to fill it out.
Hold on a second, right here. I got a really important question. Is there an age limit on this?
Yes. Yes.
All right, never mind.
What you wanted to play?
Yeah.
You gonna be like that school? What's the name of that school?
But Pucci, could you imagine the documentation if I went through the process?
Oh yeah, that's good TV.
48 years old, trying to play on the team again.
That's good footage right there.
Good.
All right, so
go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I know it's
I had
y'all
pipe dreams for a minute. I had pipe
it's y'all
dreams.
inaugural season, right? So y'all still getting things together,
right?
But like, do you anticipate in the future to have some type of recruiting budget, or is this all like, hey,
word of mouth?
There's no, in the future when you get to that level, yes, you'll have a recruiting budget and
scouts,
and meaning that we can now, it's getting
way out there, right? Yeah,
but
that's Alabama
stuff. So where right now with COVID, you
right.
would like to, at least for our in-state kids, be able to go see them, go talk to them, and things like that. And then at a certain point last year, during this time, it was tough to do that.
Right.
So, but that's one of the things. So now you got to, what you want to do is make sure that you're reaching out and talking to not only the young man or woman, depending upon what sport you're coaching, but also the parents,
the families,
families, their head coach.
That's part of the recruiting process,
coach, and even some faculty, in their high school to learn about them as a person.
So, do the majority of kids in your program, did they come from Georgia?
It was fun. Last year, we had a good mix. We had maybe about 5 or 6 from Indiana. We had some from Florida.
All kids trying to make it to the next level.
Exactly, and doing what they need to do. And so
right now, how does that work? Does does the school have like dormitories?
Yeah.
How do
So it's not a traditional. Most prep schools now, there's some that are at a whole different level.
Yeah.
But as you can imagine,
right,
when you're at that whole different level, there's a cost.
Right.
So with us, last year we
just starting out.
We were partnership with a community college. Some of the kids took classes there, and this whole lot of ins and outs. If you take a certain amount of hours, then you become a full-time student, and then you lose that eligibility.
Oh.
So you want to take up to a certain amount, which is 12. If you take more than 12, then you lose a year of eligibility. You can play, but you just now a full-time student. So say if I'm a senior and I graduated in
high school.
2021, I graduated high school, right? And I didn't get anywhere. So after I graduated in May 2021,
right,
I go ahead and go to prep school, or I go ahead and I don't go to prep school. I just go take some classes, and I take those classes, and it's over 12 credit hours. I am now considered a full-time student,
and you lose a year of eligibility to play.
So therefore, I'm not a freshman anymore. Now I become Now I've lost that. Now I become a sophomore.
Oh,
and so that's how it works. So the true prep school route. Once you start doing that, then it becomes a JUCO.
So let me ask you this: how long is a student usually on your team then?
Our focus is to get them in there for one semester.
Oh, that's got to be hard.
Yeah, and so that's
a high turnover.
That's a high. No, that's what it. But
that's the
our goal is to get them in here and get them out, get them to a 4-year university.
But
it's hard to build.
It's hard to
build
mesh.
Yeah, it's hard to build a team. So every year you're basically building a new team. You're building a new team every year.
Yep.
Like you ain't got. I'm gonna have my quarterback for the next 3 years.
Right,
That's not gonna happen. Like,
so that comes.
so
down,
every spring's evaluation.
exactly. So that comes down to the coaching aspect.
Right.
Is
Wow.
where what we did is we set up, and it worked out to some degree. For instance, I'm also the defensive coordinator. So what I did
Gotta
is
have his hands and
you couldn't,
everything.
yeah, exactly. You can't have
General manager too.
no.
Andy Reid.
You got 2 other gentlemen that do that.
I do it all.
But what you got to do
He
is
watched the uniforms too.
Nope. That's a good thing. I have to do that. Then I have to line in the field.
I be out painting the field. Yeah, I had to paint the field.
I used to do that for soccer. I hated that.
Man, that's tough stuff. I remember doing that, having to do
Right.
that. But
nah, you about that now,
but
coach.
again, you have what we had is you don't have a traditional depth chart because
Right.
what I
You can't.
I tell parents on is if I'm getting in here, one of the things that we're trying to do is get you maximum exposure. So if I bring in 100 kids, right? That 4 to 6 month period.
How many you carry in the roster?
Last year we started with 60. At
Uh-huh.
the end of the year, the signed people that were on that, we had 28 players that finished the last
Wow,
game.
that finished the season.
Yep, through all of the stuff that you talked about.
I mean, that's just how many?
60 to 28.
So you only had like 8 players over 2 offense defense.
Yep. And
Yeah, I mean,
actually,
6 players,
that
22,
last
yeah.
game, that last game, everybody had to go both ways. But
Wow.
our philosophy is, especially, and it worked out on defense when we first started, is that I
Right.
had, for lack of a better word, I had a black and gold squad.
Right.
And so what
Why
we
for
did
lack
is
of
we
better
did like
words?
hockey. We had all 11, and we decided on a number of plays that they would play. So we say 4. So after that 4 plays, that whole entire
11
would
would
leave
come
the
off?
field, and then the next would come on.
And they had their own special 4-5 plays or whatever.
The offense,
Yeah.
and you called it based on.
I mean,
who
when
it
you
was.
only
But
got that many
defense-
players.
defense, we were able to. We did what we did,
Right.
no matter what.
Right.
And that's where it came into coaching, where if I had 4 defensive.
So all the
backs
other
at
prep schools
corners-
got the same parameter, the same rules.
Well, I guess they
I guess
weren't-
some of them are
some
bigger. Some
more
are bigger.
established,
Yeah, they got
established
like
bigger.
60-man
But see,
rosters.
But if you have, see, the thing is if you have if your goal is to get a young man in there, a young woman
Right.
in there, and get them by January of the following year to
Right.
get them into
When season start?
Yeah, that's it. It's one season, so you have to find a way to get them the exposure.
And how much practice do y'all get before season starts? How much
was the
time?
thing. This year we didn't get a lot.
Oh,
We
because
had-
of COVID,
we had,
yeah.
no, not even that. Just trying to get it all together.
Right.
So we had what we call OTAs, organized team
Right.
activities. We had 2 weekends
That's it?
in the off season to bring them together, and then we had one final one, which was the third one, where that's where everybody, for lack, just moved in
Right.
Right.
in our game.
So y'all only had
And our
like,
game
what,
was in
3
10 days.
practices before the first game?
Well, and then we had a full 2 weeks. When we
Yeah.
they had to move in,
Right.
So we gave them a few days for that. So we really only had, I think it was like 6 practices for we had to actually cancel a game because we wouldn't have been ready.
Right.
So we only really had 6.
And you can't
8
get your players hurt,
practices, 6
yeah.
plays, 6 practices, true good practices before our first game.
Wow.
Now, I hear you say that it's about getting the players exposure.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about getting them that exposure? Is there somebody out there recording footage? Is there?
Yeah, so we record all the games, and like I said, we have a philosophy in play, and that's where it comes in with the buy-in from the players. They have to understand that there is no traditional depth chart, as I touched on earlier.
Right.
So they ain't the ones, and the ones are going to get, just to give you an example. Defensively, I went through our film for the last year, and we, on average, had 59 plays. That was our average amount on defense. So the goal was, as I told you earlier, is we had an A and B team. So what that meant is we're rotating those kids every 4 plays. So you take it, let's say 60. Okay. So you're looking at, technically, if you work that out, that means your young man will get 15, at least 15 reps per game.
Right.
Because you have to
Right.
work. Now you work that times, the number of games.
Number
so
of
you
games.
play 10 games to get 150 clips
Right.
of them all.
And this is just a show to Division 1, Division 2 scouts or whatever.
NAIA, Division
There's
III,
my
everybody.
tape. Can I play for y'all?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we send that out, and that's what we're doing right now. We're having them develop their highlights, which is another misnomer, is that a lot of people, hey, coaches got to do everything, and we tell you that's not it. You as a player put your highlights together, and through our connections and through what we do, then we help you get it. Like the kids will ask me, Coach, what do I've sent them emails, templates. They write it up, send it back to me, let me look at it.
Right.
And then I edit it based on that. So
part of your job right now would be, all right, I'm just going to throw a number out. But let's say you had 10 kids that went to different schools after this season. So your job now is to create relationships with the schools that they went to, so that next year you could be like, hey, I got another one.
Exactly.
You know,
and that's just across
you got a relationship with that.
And that's high school. That's
too.
my next question was to never mind. Go ahead, because I forgot. I forgot what the question I was going to ask.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's all about. That's why I said that hashtag is keep building. We're continue to build and build relationships at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we tell them, look, I don't care. And you'll hear it all. This cliche now. You hear it. Be 1% better than you were the day before. And so one of the things I say to them, I said, my goal at the end of the day, when I talk to the parents and then when we come in and recruit, is when you come in here. Now, last year was in August, but by the time you get to December, I want you to be a better man than you were then. Excuse me.
So you do. So you do actually go on recruitment trips. So
no, we haven't. We don't. We bring them into a spot.
Oh, okay.
And tell them to come in. So, like I said, those Indiana kids flew in from Indiana to come and take pictures and hear about the program. We give them a little tour of our. We don't have a true facility. What we do is we
football's such big business in this country. Like the different. I mean, I've heard of prep schools before, and I knew about prep schools, but just like get a little insight into the line in which play. I mean, there's different avenues players take to get to the NFL.
Yeah,
because that's always the end goal.
Yes,
like if you think you're going to be a football player, that's what you're going to do for your living. The end goal is NFL. That's the end game. Yeah. There's a lot of different avenues these players take to get there. And now I think it's even more wide open than ever. Now you got the portals. Yep. You got the portals in college football where guys can actually transfer colleges. Now you couldn't do that back in the day. You had to sit out a year if you left your college. Now they can just go and start playing immediately. So it's very interesting. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm happy for you. Cause I know this is something you like to do. It's something you like to do.
It's got to be a passion. And
then one day you're gonna have a guy be like, I coached him into the NFL. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, that's because he was on my squad. And then people talk about that. I tell them, and I've told parents and I told the kids this, and I tell them, I said, listen, you want to talk about a speech that I tell the kids? It's one of those things. Look, I don't care at the end of the day, at the end of your career, if you 20 years from now, you made the Hall of Fame in college, Hall of Fame in NFL, which doesn't really happen. But if at that time, and what I mean by doesn't happen is if you're that type of player that has been in the Hall of Fame, there's only a chosen few, and I'm not going to say the name, that have been, for lack of better words, a bad person. Right. Not a good person. Lawrence Hill. Right.
Name dropper. Go on, finish.
But that,
coach.
But that's my thing. If
I just said that because he's a Giants fan.
And that's my favorite player of all time. But anyway,
role models.
Right. So if you're that, if at 20 years and I come back and you've done all that and achieved all of those accolades, but at the same time you're a terrible person, that means nothing to me. But say prep school was the last thing for you. Last time you strapped it up.
Right.
But 20 years from now, you're
a good father. You're a good dude.
You're a good father.
Yeah.
You're a good husband.
You're a good person in your community. You're a good person in your community. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Because that's your goal at where you at. That's what you're trying to push out. Yeah, you're trying to push out.
And let them know. And you know my story.
I'm not trying to push out thugs. I'm not trying to push out thugs. Yeah, I ain't trying to push thugs out here. You ain't gonna have no programs where I was bringing anybody questionable character just to win games.
Right.
And
I said that, and I told the parents that too. I said at the end of the day.
Right.
And I tell the kids this.
Talent doesn't supersede person. You just supersede being a good person.
I said I'll go 0-10
with good dudes
to and do it the right way,
Right.
than to do cheating to be 10-0.
10-0.
And I said, if this
then
is
all
what
your
it
players
need- if this
on
what
the
it needs
blotter.
to
All your
be,
players be on the blotter on
Right.
the weekend.
if this what head coaching is, to do it that way, then I know I'm used.
You
to
should
doing
do it that way because even the big time head coaches who I hate to bring up Urban Meyer again. I mean,
you just all over Urban today.
he's had murderers on his roster. I mean,
all right.
I mean, these are facts. I'm not making this stuff up. These are facts. Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
All right. So, Coach, I want you to give shout outs to anybody.
Coach.
The rest of your coaching staff. Or anybody.
My coaching staff: Tyler Pineda, Taylor Pineda, Coach Mike Carey, Coach Jalen Holloman, and Coach Gardner. You know that was our coaching staff last year. We had basically there were 6 of us, and
when's the season kick back off again? Because we're coming this time. We missed it this year because it was new. We were new. You were new. Yeah, we was all doing new stuff.
We were trying to build this podcast.
We was all venturing into new territory at the same time, so we didn't make it to the game. But we coming to the next year. We coming.
We kick
we
off.
can support y'all. We can bring our banner
in August again, and for right now, our home field is at Victor Lord Park in Winder, Georgia.
Winder.
Yeah. And
how far is that?
That's a nice
hour
little
and a half.
ride. Yeah.
All right, so all right.
Yes, sir.
If for some reason,
do y'all Zoom y'all games?
Yes, we do. We do live stream. We do live stream.
I was just joking.
We do.
If for some reason,
because like I said, we have parents out of state or just parents that can't make it. And that's the way that they watch their young man play.
I love that.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, if for some reason some potential player happened to watch this video, how would they get in touch with the program?
They already know, and most of them is www.ngpalions.org, and on there you have our recruiting questionnaire. Go ahead and fill it out, and we'll be in touch with you. And we've divided up between the coaching staff, and we're looking for more coaches as well, based on position. And you'll be hearing, obviously, I'm going to try and talk to all the recruits as the head coach, but I'm responsible for the secondary, the defensive backs. And, I'll be reaching out to them. And we have an offensive coordinator that looks at our specialists or our skill players. Then we have offensive line coach and everything. And everybody's looking at a certain aspect to not overwhelm all of us to do one thing. So
I just wanted to make sure they knew how to get in touch with the program.
For final clarification, I'm too old to play.
Yeah, you're too old. Yeah, you're not coming out there. I
got hands. I got hands. Like I'd be a good tight end for real.
Now,
now,
listen,
I'm 6'4". I can catch.
Now
I run a 10-4 40.
You can still be the base of the cheerleaders. Now you can be the base of the pyramid.
Yeah, you can be the base, baby.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
but I'll do it. If that gets me on the team, we get the right team bus. We going to dinner. Where we going to dinner? Sizzlers.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
Sizzlers. Where did Sizzlers?
Because that's where we used to go. About to say, when we was in high school, we used to go to Sizzlers or Steak and Ale. Sizzlers or Steak and Ale. That's where we used to go. I know. I looked it up recently. There is 2 Sizzlers still open.
Really?
Yeah, because I looked them up.
Why?
Because it came up in conversation with my kids, and they had heard it. I was like, "Oh, you don't know about Sizzlers? The steak and I can eat shrimp for like $20."
I need to know how Sizzlers came up in that conversation. It came up in
conversation because.
Especially with
I brought
kids.
it up. Okay, I brought it up. I was telling them how much I used to love Sizzlers back in the day. And my kids didn't think I was stupid. Sizzlers?
What is a Sizzler?
What is that?
All right, we want to thank
Coach
Eric Curry.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me, man.
No, man, it's our pleasure,
you.
I keep banging the table.
That's fine.
It's okay, that's that coaching stuff.
Yeah, that's better than it's better than the curse words that we normally have flying.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's actually that you bring that up. That's one of the things I do. And
bang on something,
curse. That's how I emphasize it. So
exactly, we gotta do to cope.
Yeah,
gotta beat something.
Yeah. And we're gonna end it on that note. Let's get out of here. Thank y'all for coming to
appreciate
in.
Y'all. Thank you for having me. Go Lions, baby.
Go Lions.